No Outschemeing the Schemer. Written by Dragon Lingdgar. Read by Arashi. There were a few things in life that rendered Lorenz Helm and Gloucester speechless. A beautiful piece of poetry, an exquisite song, a moving operatic performance. Being proposed to by Claude von Regan was not one of those moments. "Claude," Lorenz said, trying to breathe through his irritation and remain calm, but failing. "Yes?" Claude asked, wary from his spot, kneeling before him, a beautiful ring held out for him. Lorenz desperately wanted to snatch it and put it on, but Claude had, again, ruined all his careful planning, and that was frustrating. Could the man do anything like a proper noble? "Why are you proposing to me?" Lorenz asked. "Because I want to marry you," Claude responded, the undertone to his voice implying that the reason should be obvious. "No, I know that. It's just—" Lorenz ran his fingers through his hair, his irritation bleeding through. "It wasn't supposed to be like this." "Pardon? Couldn't you have just waited one more day? You've been pulling away from me." "No, I haven't. You most certainly have. And why would one more day have mattered? Because tomorrow is when your ring that I was supposed to use to propose to you is supposed to arrive. The ring you were going to— Wait a second. Are you upset because you didn't get to ask me first?" "Yes, I had it all planned out." "Had it all planned? Oh. So that's why you were acting all secretive," Claude said, relieved laughter entering his voice as he shifted from kneeling to sitting on the floor in the dorm. "Damn it, Lorenz, you had me terrified you were going to try and think of ways to break up with me." "Break up with— Why on earth would I want to break up with you?" Lorenz asked, baffled. "I don't know. I'm just not used to you being so... You were avoiding me." "Because you are too easy to talk to. I would have given away all my plans if you just smiled at me correctly, and I wanted it to be a surprise." "But we've discussed getting married after the war is over, so I knew you'd propose to me, eventually." "Yes, but for once, I wanted to be the one to scheme and surprise you instead," Lorenz muttered sullenly and, after a moment's hesitation, sat down across from Claude on the floor, his feet on either side of Claude's knees. "But I suppose I'll never be able to outwit the master tactician, will I?" "Lorenz," Claude sighed with exasperated affection. "So, to be clear, you will marry me, right? Ask me again in 2 days, and I'll give you my answer then." "Lorenz?" "I want to ask first," Lorenz said mushily, and reached out to take Claude's hand that still held the ring, and he carefully closed Claude's fingers over it, covering Claude's hands with his own. "This isn't a no." "Then what is it?" Claude asked, clearly torn between amused and frustrated, because it's sounding an awful lot like a no. "Well, I'm pleased to inform you that it isn't," Lorenz said, and pulled Claude's hand to him to press a gentle kiss to his knuckles. "I'm asking you to wait. I know that it's hard for you. You have so many dreams that you're chasing, so many goals and ambitions you have in your sights, that I'm sorry you saw my secretiveness as being indicative that I had stopped loving you, stopped wanting you to be an eternal part of my life." "But you do want that. You want to spend the rest of your life with me, right? Even knowing that I'll have to leave Fodlan eventually, once you get everything sorted out in Almyra? Come now, roses are harder than they look. I will flourish in whatever soil I am planted." "You are very good at avoiding the question, aren't you? A key part of leading the alliance efficiently is knowing how to avoid providing a solid answer to any party," Lorenz said with a slightly cheeky smirk. "If that isn't the truth, or how to say no without actually saying no." "Claude, I promise you, this isn't a no." "Just because I proposed to you doesn't mean you can't propose back," Claude insisted. "I promise I'll act surprised. So just, please, will you be my husband? Yes or no?" Lorenz sighed heavily and shifted his grip on Claude's hand so he could unfurl Claude's fingers, once again revealing the ring sitting in Claude's gloved palm. It was beautiful, simpler than he would have liked, but it was, nevertheless, a delight, physical, tangible proof that he was loved and desired. that someone wanted to spend their life with him. It was more than he had ever expected, and flustered him deeply, which was probably why he was so annoyed. You know, I am the higher noble than you, so it makes sense I would propose to you, Claude said in the face of Lorenz's silence. Even if we're gone by Faudligny's noble titles, a duke is higher than a count, so think of it as... Claude, the answer is yes, you brilliant, frustrating, delightful man. Lorenz sighed and plucked the ring out of Claude's palm, sliding it onto his ring finger. It always was. Just one day. Promise me that you'll let me surprise you. Every day is an adventure with you, Claude half laughed, his smile easy, boyish, and effortlessly charming. And you already did surprise me. After dealing with only your father, and not you for 5 years, attending our reunion and seeing how breathtakingly handsome you've become was a shock. Flatterer, Lorenz scolded, although he couldn't stop himself from smiling. And I can still propose to you? I look forward to being proposed to by the noble Lorenz Helman Gloucester, Claude said, and intertwined their fingers, turning Lorenz's hand to display the ring, the stones flashing in the mid-afternoon light. Thanks for agreeing to marry me. I suppose I should thank you for asking. Would you have preferred I just whisk you away to Elmira without a word? It certainly would have been a story. Claude laughed, his eyes warm, and Lorenz couldn't stop himself from scooting forward and catching Claude in a gentle, lingering kiss.